Up, Buddy Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Boku no Hero Academia chapter 317. And last chapter was bittersweet because we had this beautiful moment between Lady Nagant and Hawks, and then Midoriya had to be a complete jackass to Chisaki. Of course, he mentioned an Eerie and all this shit, and I totally understand where he's coming from. I mean, I'm pissed too. I'm still pissed at him for what he did to Eerie, but this ain't the time for it, man. This ain't the time. Just take him over to his boss, let him apologize, and then go into it. Like, don't be a jackass right now, fucker. Especially after all he was saying about the gray area, he's looking like a villain to me. At least right here, anyway. He let his anger get the best of him. Anyway, also, we walked into a very interesting trap from All for One. Another fucking contingency plan. That motherfucker. But I gotta tell you, I love what he said about human nature. I thought that was brilliant. Anyway, of course, it ended with a bang, and I can't wait to see what's in store for us this week. So without further ado, let's get to it. With those eyes, look into the future. And this chapter is titled Scars, Blood, and Mud. Oh my god. This is an appropriate title for this chapter. It totally is. And this cover page is beautiful. It is. And look at that empty look in Deku's eyes. Just look at that. After the battle with Nagant, though we narrowly escaped the explosion, all traces of the villains were blown to bits. You think we could get any more info from Nagant? I doubt it. She's being treated at the Central Hospital. Her injuries are so severe that it's a miracle she's still alive. Thank God she's still alive. Thank God. Even a person who's overwhelmed by disappointment and despair struggles for survival at the brink of death. Endeavor, it's time to take a gamble, don't you think? We should band together all the remaining heroes and utilize One for All Secret to begin a comprehensive network of investigations. What came to light after the incident with Lady Nagant was that the next mass investigation would put a much heavier burden on Midoriya. Let's see. The police have their hands full with the crackdown. There have been 0 witnesses. We need to take a supporting position before our only hope is exhausted. Remember how Death Arms retired 2 nights ago? I struggled and struggled without a moment's rest, and yet all I got in return was endless criticism and doubt. I know there were still people who cheered me on, but one negative comment hits harder than 10 positive ones ever could. That's how it started. I thought I was different. I'm sure everyone else did too. I just wasn't cut out to be a hero. All I am is a man. In the previous battle, he took the lead in exposing the spies of the Paranormal Liberation Front. He had a lot of grit out of everyone else. I thought he would prevail. One by one, heroes are taking their costumes off for good. The last threads holding them together are tearing. Who knows what will happen next? I gotta read what he said again. I gotta read what Death Arms said again, because that is just brilliant writing from Horikoshi. Let's see. I struggled and struggled without a moment's rest, and yet all I got in return was endless criticism and doubt. I know there were still people who cheered me on, but one negative comment hits harder than 10 positive ones ever could. That's how it started. I thought I was different. I'm sure everyone else did too. I just wasn't cut out to be a hero. All I am is a man. Because the thing is, heroes are supposed to be, in the eyes of the people, they're supposed to be invincible. They're supposed to be able to take everything you throw at them. But in the end, they're still human like everyone else. We've seen similar quotes like this in well, not just quotes, metaphors, like in Hajime no Ippo. But I really do love this. I love this freaking line. I love this quote so much. Anyway, the media is gradually getting closer to the truth about Deku. Information is slowly getting leaked through the words of these retired heroes. In this world of chaos where strength rules above all, if the public found out about the true nature of One for All, the chain of negativity in our society would all be placed on Deku's shoulders. I could think of all sorts of different bad scenarios. After all, some of them have already come to fruition. I was just thinking, I wonder why All for One doesn't just announce the truth to the public. He knows about Midoriya-kun and One for All. You know what? Something that I was just thinking about too, speaking of this, is it just makes me think of Harry Potter when this was after Voldemort took over. And all this shit was being written about Harry in the press. Oh, yes, that's what this is making me think of, is exactly this. If he did that, he would use everything we have to keep Deku hidden. The fact that he hasn't done that means he doesn't want it to happen, but on our end, we also won't have any clues unless Deku moves. Police forces and heroes, there just aren't enough of us. Get the vigilantes. Get the vigilantes. Ooh, Shoto called. Let's do it together. We'll stop Toya. Sorry, Shoto, you'll have to wait a bit longer. Right now Sorry, that's mine. It's from All Might. What? Midoriya-kun has made contact with the second assassin, and he... Whoa. And he immediately... Wow. We are in some Batman Beyond shit. And he immediately defeated him. Yep. Young Midoriya, he had no extra information. He might also be rigged to explode, so be careful. Oh, God. I gotta read this. Young Midoriya, he had no extra information. He might also be rigged to explode, so be careful. Boom. Gotta run. Wait! You haven't eaten it all. All Might, you don't have to follow me around anymore. I'm fine. You're next. I'm fine on my own now. If you keep going like this, you will head towards a gruesome demise, one so terrible that I cannot even be put into words. Deku, you heading down a nasty path. Don't say that. I can do it already. I can move at 100% without sustaining any damage, just like you could. So, I want you to show the world that you're here. You remembering them words. Your kind heart doesn't want to get me involved in your mission as an inheritor of One for All. You will no longer look back at me. Don't worry about me. I swore to protect you. Wait! But I know the weight of the responsibility you're carrying. Don't push yourself too hard. It's okay to take a break. I need to say that to you. Midoriya, Oh! Stain! Oh my god, it's Stain! Stain's return! Holy shit! Stain! Oh man, if Stain's here, ooh, you bet oh, this is the rise of vigilantism. Yes! Yes, Stain is here! Oh my god, I'm so fucking happy! Oh my god. They say he appears without making any sound. I heard he has multiple quirks. Isn't that All for One's ability? Is he a Nomo or something? But apparently he's there to help. I've heard he's covered in scars, blood, and mud. He doesn't look anything like a hero. As long as someone's in trouble somewhere, he won't stop advancing. Ooh, you know what this is looking like to me. I'm going to spoil One Punch Man manga for a minute. This is looking like Garo. This is looking like Garo when he turned monster. Midoriya is gonna become a monster. This is just, and why do you think he's being compared to Stain? Oh man, I am looking forward to seeing if we get this team up of Midoriya and Stain. I will goddamn live, and it will make so much sense too. It would be the equivalent of what we saw in Vigilantes with Knuckle Duster and Koichi in a way. Reason being, and I gotta spoil Vigilantes here for a minute, is because if it wasn't for Knuckle Duster, then Stain would have never existed. Knuckle Duster made Stain the man who he is today. So I feel like this would be the time for it. Oh my god, if we get my vigilanteism right now, if we get my vigilante shit, that would be bomb. But yeah, if there was ever a time for vigilantes to rise up, it'd be now. And I feel like seeing Stain here, it is some foreshadowing of my vigilanteism. But I'm going to say this. Last chapter, when we saw that image of Deku, that look in Deku's eyes, that was the start of that transformation into a monster. And this right here, this final page, he is becoming that. He is becoming a monster. That's got to be why All For One is doing this. Why All For One is not revealing Deku's secret about One For All to the public. He wants Deku to break down. He wants Deku to become a monster and slowly lose his humanity, which is what we're seeing right now. I know Deku's because the thing is, All Might was keeping Deku's humanity intact. Oh, he was. Well, Bakugo and Shoto can definitely bring it back. Sure. But until that happens, man's going to be turning into a monster. Or he actually has become a monster. And I knew this was going to be happening based on that cover page. That cover page, that expression in Deku's eyes said it all. It said it all. But this is, oh man. Horikoshi, I really understand why you go in this path. I do. Because remember, Horikoshi's hero writing is not the best. Nah. Horikoshi's strength is an anti-hero and villains. And what is he doing with Deku? Making him an anti-hero. And I'm absolutely okay with it. I am. Oh, this is going to be so interesting. It is. It's going to be very, very interesting. But I gotta compare this to Koichi. I do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to, because I've been comparing. I compared it to Koichi for the past couple of weeks. Koichi has seen some things. He's seen like a lot of traumatic shit. He has. But he hasn't become a monster like this. Why? Because he's had people to keep him grounded. He has. He has. And he has something to fight for too. And yeah, I think Deku is slowly losing sight of that in a way. Again, similar to Stain. It'll be very interesting to see where Horikoshi goes with this. But, I love that we're getting a monster. Oh, I love that we're getting a monster like this. do, because we're seeing what all that trauma will do to someone. This is what happened, and you know what? This is the best way to word this. This is what happens when you're sheltered for so long and you see the reality of society. Oh yes, and you know what? Lady Nagin, what we saw with Lady Nagin's backstory was a foreshadowing of this. It was. Deku was not ready for this. And you'd think he would be after like all the deaths that we saw in the previous arc, like, you know, in the fight against Shigaraki. But maybe the reason why I say that is all these heroes were dying to protect him, but now, he's really feeling it. He's really feeling it, and it's going to be very interesting, especially with that call from Shoto and the text from Shoto. I feel like that is the foreshadowing of Shoto and Bakugo, especially to come and save Deku from himself. Oh, damn straight. Damn straight. And yeah, I'll put my tinfoil hat on this. I will. I'm very curious what you guys think in regards to this chapter. Do you guys see what I'm seeing with Deku becoming, especially with this final page, that he's becoming a monster? If you're a One Punch Man reader, I will say similar to Garo. And do you think that if he had people to keep him grounded, like he's cutting off everybody, which is not good, because with Koichi, he had people around him to keep him grounded. He had that support system, and Deku is cutting them all off. So it'll be very interesting to see what Horikoshi does. I really hope that we're going to see Bakugo and Shoto bring Deku back down to earth. And you know what? I'm going to say this too. Last chapter with that jackassery from Midoriya should have been a foreshadowing of this. Because let's be real, Deku's going to see that Deku needs to see that he is becoming a monster. He is. And I think that's what one of the predecessors meant by that path. Not like, I'm going to read this again. If you keep going like this, you will head towards a gruesome demise, one so terrible that it cannot even be put into words. Yeah, this is the path that he was talking about, becoming a monster, and it would be a very gruesome death indeed, of losing if you lose your humanity. Oh, that is a gruesome demise indeed, losing your humanity and becoming a monster. I think that's what that means in particular, especially based on this final page. I'm very curious what you guys think. Do you guys think that that's what the predecessor meant in terms of a dangerous path of demise is, you know, losing your humanity and becoming a shell of yourself, becoming a monster, like we're seeing, especially on that the final page of this chapter? And you guys think that Bakugo and Shoto are going to be the ones to come in and help Deku get back down to earth? And the reason why it's just going to be them is because, one, he, you know, was training with them, with Endeavor. And two, they were with them again when they fought against Shigaraki. So I really feel like it's just going to be them. I know you can make the argument about Ingenium and Nochako and shit, but it wouldn't make sense to me. It's got to be those two. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to help keep this channel alive so I can keep bringing you more Boku no Hero Academia content, there's a few ways you could do that. You donate to my Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off my Amazon wishlist, all that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, find me on PlayStation Network, that's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later.